You know, there are so many YouTube videos like this one that try and teach you how to love yourself. There are so many films and motivational speakers that spend their time and energy trying to teach us how to appreciate what we have. And I think that we run into two issues here. First being that it's so much easier said than done. I mean, we can sit here, you and I, and we can talk about loving ourselves. But at the end of the day, learning how to love yourself is one of the most difficult things that we as human beings face. And that brings me to my second issue. We can change our style and we can try to change our personality, but what we are born with is basically what we are stuck with for the rest of our life. So there's this real fear as people because you can't change yourself. That's really ironic to me because we love choice as people. We love being able to choose what we want and choose what we want for ourselves. And how interesting that at the end of the day, we can't choose who we are. Another issue that I see with loving yourself, especially when it comes to people trying to give advice about it, is that the people watching it think, well, sure, that's easy for you to say. They view themselves as less than the people that are speaking or the people that are giving them advice. I mean, let's think about it. Like, you know, you see someone that's talented or you see someone with something that you like, you approach them about it and talk with them about it, and they could try to encourage you and give you advice, and in your head you're like, well, you know, you're you and I'm me, so I don't know about that. There are all things about ourselves that we struggle with. I don't think we realize that so much of why we don't love ourselves isn't our fault. Since we were born, we've spent our lives interacting with other people. And life is all about the bonds that you create with other people. And that's why other people's opinions matter. And usually if you're insecure and usually if you don't love yourself, it's not just because you walked out of the womb not loving yourself. It's because events or things have happened to you in your life that have pushed you to that point. You're here right now feeling the way that you do for a reason. The trick I've found to getting past my insecurities, because I have insecurities, we all have insecurities, but the trick that I found to kind of move past them is to literally tell myself to shut up. I'm never just gonna snap my fingers and think differently of myself. I'm never gonna just wake up one day and be prouder of who I am. So when I have those moments where I'm like, I don't like this about myself, I'm like, stop, shut up. And I literally force myself to redo my thought and think of it better. We think so much in our mind and act differently. It's like we're in here making conclusions about ourselves and making assumptions and forming negative opinions. So if you want it to change out here, you have to change it in here. We know ourselves, so when people compliment us or when people think of us in a good light, we think, you don't know me, you don't see what I see. We spend too much time focusing on the negatives that we notice about ourselves instead of focusing on the positives that we notice about ourselves. Let's be real, at the end of the day, there's always going to be things about ourselves that we don't like, but eventually you're going to find that we're so different as people. You know, it's our differences that makes us so insanely beautiful, and embracing that is the best thing that we can possibly do for ourselves. If I could, I would take the love that I have for you and I would use it to help you love yourself. You're beautiful, you're wonderful, and I love you. Mwah.